Hey there, welcome to the LuzLumiere channel. What karmic cycle are you closing? Right? Wow. Right? Which karmic cycle are you ending? The timestamps will be in the description box. Did you pick number 4? Did you pick number 7? Did you pick number 8? Which karmic cycle is closing? Which one? I'll see you in your pile. Bye. Hey, pile 4. Hey, honey, how are you? Which karmic cycle in your life is closing? Whatever that means to you. This is a requested one. I figured. Okay, I guess. Let's see. Spirit, which karmic cycle is closing? That's crazy. An earth sign one. An earth sign one. This could be things going slower in your money. Oh. This could be things going slower in your money. This could be in love as well. That was the first inclination, actually. In love, you could be no longer attracting signs that aren't for you anymore, which is nice. Energies that are moving at a pace that doesn't fit yours. Energies that aren't stable, and that's the karmic cycle that's closing. If you are like me and you've been attracting only earth signs for the past 3 years, then that's coming to an end. Hey, future Luz, if you're watching this bio, honey. And you are, the cycle that's been keeping you away from your people, right? The cycle that's been keeping you away from the person that's for you. A person that really matches you, someone who is stable, someone who makes the most sense. I think if there's any sort of daddy issues that have reflected in your life, or daddy rearing stuff that's come up from a male parental figure or caregiver that you've had in your world, some of that stuff is closing. With orphaned here, this is about finding your people. This is about going out there, not shutting down, but opening up to find your people. So I don't know how this presents. It's just so weird with the Knight of Pentacles and the King of Discs. This could be you are also closing the karmic cycle. The karmic cycle that's closing is of you offering things to the wrong people. Of you offering things to people that aren't even looking your way, that aren't right for you. You finding people that make more sense for you, finding people that fit more with who you are. With the orphaned card here, let's look at a little bit more. Yeah, I think also you embodying the King of Pentacles energy, you being more stable. The cycle that's closing is of you being on the journey of always searching, but you being in a position of being more stable to be sought out, as opposed to you doing so much of the searching. There's just a season of you being more stable too. And this could be in your career again, right? It's our Pentacles. So you could be going from someone who is searching, who's looking for a place, to someone who finds a place. So the cycle that's closing is the looking, excuse me, the looking part. And you being more stable in yourself, not being all things to all people, right? You being okay with the people who are good with you, and you being okay with the people who are not good with you, right? You being clear about who you are, just being more stable, baby, in yourself and your world, and what you have to authentically offer, and not what you think others will, right? If you're in business, this is a cycle of you thinking your product is for everyone, and if everyone doesn't like it, then there's something wrong with you. No, baby, that person just isn't your client, right? There was something that I was thinking about how, God, it was either today or yesterday, about how we market ourselves sometimes to the wrong people, and we might think it's us when really we're marketing ourselves to the wrong people. Like, you wouldn't feed grass to a lion. You know what I mean? Like, grass is not for lions, grass is for cows. So feed the lion what it feeds. Feed the cow what it feeds. And give to Caesar what is for Caesar. Like, it's just this vibe of like you being more settled in that, and that cycle of you pleasing and being unauthentic to you and who you need to attract, and the abundance that is rightfully yours. You juking and driving and doing all these things when really all you need to do is stay in your lane, because that's where you shine. That's what's for you. And we do have two matching energies here in the turn, in that they're both earth energies, right? And court cards. These are people here. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So be true to your core truths and values. And you continuing to maybe search for what those are is a cycle that's closing. Is a cycle that you're closing. You searching what those are, and you being those core truths and values. And that living, and that coming out from you and affecting your world. And that the choices that you make when it comes to your money, your business, your relationships, your health, your stability, you're making more choices that are grounded, choices that make more sense for who you are, who you want to be, who you've been journeying to be, and that coming to a close. And for some of you, you're leaving one situation to enter into another that is just more stable for you. But there might still be a sense of loss and longing for something, or confusion for that path. But with this, I feel like that sense of longing for the past and the confusion and the sense of loss are what's closing. That cycle of wanting things that aren't for you, wanting things that don't fit, wanting things that were not built for you, or wanting things that are no longer for you. Like, you've moved forward, you've moved on, and you don't need to be attached to those things anymore. You don't need to have those things anymore. You're now saying goodbye to the desire to have those things and saying hello to things that are just more stable for you. Things that make more sense for you. People that make more sense to you. Places that make more sense to you. And you're closing the cycle of wanting the things that just were no longer for you anymore. Right? It's okay to let go of the pressure to fit in, and maybe that's something that you are saying goodbye to as well. Not everyone will understand you. It's time to move on. And so that's something that could be closing for you. This desire to be liked, seen, approved for by other people or a certain person, and just sort of standing your ground. In romantic life, this could be you knowing that this is what I want, and it's not going to be everybody, and that's okay. Because I'm not looking for everybody. I'm looking for a specific person. So there's going to be more no's before there's a yes, or before there's going to be more no's than yeses. And that's okay. That's okay. Like, that's fine. That's normal. I know that it's going to take some time and effort and energy to get the person that I want, who's going to fit what I want. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. That sense of stability on the inside. So I wish you well on closing this karmic cycle. It's happening with or without your permission. I mean, obviously, your permission is required, but I think you're already in a state of moving in a way that makes the most sense for you and what you want and your highest good. So, auf Wiedersehen, au Wiedersehen, au revoir, bonsoir, bye. Keep it light and good luck. Bye-bye. Hey, number 7. What's up, number 7? Number 7, what karmic cycle are you closing? Whatever that means to you. Okay. You have the Emperor. You have the 6 of Wands. And you have the Tower. I believe that. I believe that. I think this makes so much sense. I feel like I almost saw it. Or just felt it. And at the bottom of the deck, you have the Hierophant. Baby, you have a lot of higher arcanas, okay? Major arcana energy on tap. On fleek? Let's get a little bit more. The Tower and the Emperor. I think the karmic cycle you're closing is something that you were once committed to, but it's a near miss. Like, you were once committed to it, and then you were about to maybe commit all the way, or you're about to just continue committing, and then on a fluke or on a just whatever, you decided not to, and that was a saving grace. That was a saving grace. I feel like some parts of you may have known that this thing wasn't going to be working out, or this thing wasn't for you. And so you've been doing little things here and there to help prepare yourself for the eventuality that may not have felt fully like an eventuality, but is an eventuality that you luckily locked out on. With this Tower here and this Emperor in reverse, I feel like you dodged a bullet, my friend. I do. I feel like the karmic cycle you're closing is that of dodging bullets. Of finding yourself in situations time and time again, or in a situation where you were likely to get caught up in some crazy stuff, and you dodged the bullet of getting caught up. Because perhaps in the past you have gotten caught up, right? You've gotten caught up in some crazy stuff, and like, that sucks. But for this time around, you've closed the chapter, you've knitted it in a bow, you've tied it up in a cute little knot, and you listened to your guidance, and maybe it didn't make sense, but you just started doing things and just moving in a way, and luckily that got you out of a situation that you really did not need to be in anymore, and that cycle for you has closed. I don't understand how, like, I don't understand the science of dust, you know what I mean? Like, I don't get it. I don't get the science of dust. I just genuinely don't understand it. And if you could, like, help explain it to me in the comments, that would be really nice. Like, I don't understand. I don't genuinely understand dust. Like, what the fuck is dust? I get it, it's like dead skin cells or whatever, but like, how many dead skin cells could possibly exist, and like, from what? Like, yeah, skin, but honestly, like, get the fuck out of here. Why is there so much dust? Like, why does it just, like, why, how, where does it even, like, I can't. So you've dodged a bullet. Okay, you've dodged a bullet. You've gotten out of the cycle before it came out. And I feel like, I don't know, there's something here with procrastination. This must have been a moment where procrastination, or going slow on something, or being iffy about something, actually led you to where you needed to be. Wild. Wild. It reminds me of that song in Into the Woods, where the witch, the evil witch, she sings a song and she says, witches can be right, bakers can be wrong, or something, where she's essentially saying, look, I may be the stereotypical bad guy, but you know I'm right. You know the decision that I'm proposing is right. And you're going to look at it as evil because I'm the evil one. But we all know that in order to save all of us and the world from cataclysmic craziness, we have to do this thing. This one thing that sucks, and it's tough and it sucks, but it's clear that that is the right decision to make. But they choose the path of craziness. And she's like, witches can be right, and the good guys can be wrong. Like, the decisions that are made can come from players that are unlikely. And unfortunately, because of the kind of player that they are, those decisions are disregarded. Who are the players in this scenario? Who is the witch in this scenario? It's people like, it's energies like procrastination. It's energies like doubt. It's energies like fear. It's energies like laziness. Those energies are the ones that are carrying here the intuition. It's energies like resistance. Those energies seem to have played a role in this, and a helpful one in helping you close the cycle of finding yourself in a crazy situation. That's so funny. This is at the bottom of the deck. Fork in the road. It was at the bottom of the deck in the reverse position. I think it was for this pile. Maybe it wasn't. But I digress. I'm going to say it here anyway. This is choosing not to choose. This is choosing not to choose. And this is that being like the right choice. What? And then higher power comes out in the reverse. The protection, which basically says, hey, yo. Hey, yo, Sean. Who Mr. Kingston? It's reminding you, hey, who's your source? Who's your source? It's God. It's not this stuff over here. It's God. Stop trusting in that other shit. Trust in God. That's your source. These things are a product of the source. They're not your source. What is the cycle of closing? Yeah, wow. Relationships. There's a dynamic in your life, a romantic relationship or what have you, mending in reverse, that you have dodged, baby. Perhaps the cycle in relationships where you keep having to fix things all the time, being the fixer in the relationship, being always mending, always getting your heart busted by somebody that you thought was blah, 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 blah. Like that cycle is closing. That's nice. And I feel like, yeah, I mean, obviously, like I think you played an inadvertent hand in this. There could be something where you really did dodge a bullet. Like someone may have just been in trouble. You may have had to bear the burden of something. Perhaps you broke up with someone, ended things earlier, and maybe you've been wondering if that was bad. But no, baby, it's good. Like, you did good. Because that's like a victory for you. You don't get to suffer the consequences of whatever this person's life may have become or may have asked of you. You're clean. Now, the Six of Wands is a weirdo, because the Six of Wands, and as much as it is victory, lately, it's just like it's such a small victory. Like, I recently was doing my polls about a month ago now, and I got the Six of Wands on something that I had been desiring as the outcome. I looked at it and I said, all right, clarify that. And I got like the Five of Swords, the Five of Cups, and I'm like, why is the Six of Swords so nasty? Like, why is it so sad? And true enough, when the event actually happened that I was checking up on, I got to see what that Six of Wands meant. So now the Six of Wands has been really tainted for me. It's a small victory. It's a small victory. But let's go ahead, why not, and clarify this Six of Wands and see if it's just a better Six of Wands than my one. Three of Cups in reverse. Amazing. The Six of Swords. So, okay, what I'm getting here is the Six of Swords. The Six of Wands is, okay, phew, I dodged the bullet, but I'm still kind of feeling some type of way about the whole thing. I think that's better than being in the Tower situation in an Emperor reverse. It sucks. It doesn't feel as good. It's almost like, oh, wow, okay, cool. I'm glad I wasn't there for that. I'm not obligated to X, Y, and Z. But also it's like, you know, you're still not in a position that you would have ultimately really, really wanted to be. But, I mean, overall, it's a good one. So this karmic cycle that's ending in your life is about relationships, about soulmates. It's about friends. It's about family. It's about those romantic relationships that have just not been working out for you. You're closing that cycle of just crazy, cataclysmic, wild shit with people who are of Emperor energy, but of a dilapidated energy of the Emperor. What is this? Taurus? Aries? I don't know. People who are leading you towards disaster. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. And it sucks, and it feels like, oh man, but I'm single now, and I don't have anybody now, and I really did really like this person. And even then, even if it was that crazy thing that I did dodge a bullet, if they only had acted right, I still would have stood by them and be by their side, and I'd be with them. And so, yeah, you know, I'm glad I dodged the bullet, but it's like, you that's closing now. That's nice, right? That's closing now, baby girl. I call everybody girl. That's closing now. I sound like this because I'm tired. I've been reading all day. That's closing now. It's done. this relationship craziness is closing now. Meeting people who act like the emperor, look like the emperor, smell like the emperor, but they're a weak ass bitch. I'm sorry. They're not the emperor that you like. It makes sense why they were attractive in the beginning. They looked like something, they smelt like something, they seemed like something. But motherfucker is broken on the inside. Like, their thinking processes are busted. You know what I mean? I'm not calling them broken, but I mean, can we be okay with being broken? Can we be okay with being broken? I feel like I want to bring that word into normalcy. Can we not vilify being broken? As in, like, you can say you're broken. I think this person is a little bit, like, screwy in the head. Or it's just, your futures aren't what you wanted it to be. Or this person was too dominant. You may like a dominant person, a decisive person, a leader. But it's like this, and you saw that in them, but this person's way of dominancy comes from an insecure place as opposed to a secure place. One that thinks about themselves and their well-being and not the overall well-being of the both of you. For them, the version of the overall being of both of you is for them to be okay. And then if they're okay, everybody else is okay. It's like, no, baby. Like, that's not how this works 100% of the time. And that it's bad. It's bad. And now that's over and it's done. So if you'd like a private reading, come through and I would be glad to sort that out for you if you want more guidance for your specific situation. But I'm really happy for you. Romantic relationships, if that's what this was, that cycle of just wild emperor nonsense and towers and the like, bye. 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 I wish you everything. Keep your light on, good luck. I'll see you next time. Close this cycle. Amen. Bye. Hey, number 8. Number 8. What karmic cycle are you closing? Let's look. This is a requested reading. I mean, I've been doing a ton of requested readings, but I haven't been saying they're requested readings. I just kind of get on with it. And if the person of interest is watching, they go, oh my god, I requested this. And I'm like, yes, thanks. Okay. That's fair. This wanted to be in the reverse, which is very interesting. You're closing, I mean, for some of you, again, this cycle is about relationships, your stability, your romantic relationships and like marriage and stuff. What you've been attracting is changing. I didn't think that was going to come out of my mouth. I saw the Queen of Swords in reverse and the Page of Swords. I think you're changing. That's nice. You're changing. I think you've seen enough pain, and in that pain you've seen the truth about yourself and your circumstances and your situation, and that has helped heal that Queen of Swords energy that you have inside you. Dare I say it, the Queen of Swords in reverse is giving me vibes, good vibes. The energy of you being bitter, the energy of you being broken, the energy of you being just not okay is coming to a close. That karmic energy when it comes to your relationships and the clarity that you have. I think there's something here about clarity that is also closing for you. I think maybe it's about like accepting things as they are, and that is giving you a sense of freedom to be stable. Because maybe it's freed you from having to be so perfect or feeling like you have to be so perfect. I think there's something really interesting here that's happening. Did I? I don't think I did. I don't remember. Anyway. I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, I think you're... For some of you, your overexposure to the truth has made you go, fuck it. I was listening to a podcast. I've listened to this particular episode twice because it's really inspiring and I love it. It's the Healing and Something podcast, the Listener Briga. And she was interviewing her husband. Her partner. Her husband. And there was something he said that I really liked. He said he had been on a journey to become spiritual. And the next part of his spiritual journey was to not be spiritual anymore. And for him, it became more about connecting with the world, connecting with his kids, connecting with others, as opposed to that me and spirit type of thing. That's how I took it, right? That's how I took it. That's my perception of it. And what I'm seeing here is that for you, I feel like the cycle of you seeing things, and you've seen enough that you've just kind of gone, blah, blah, blah. You've just kind of gone, okay, well, I'm just going to do my best to live my life, and whatever happens, happens, and I have to trust that I'm just going to take care, like deal with it as it comes. Like you've seen enough of just trash that, that you're moving forward to go towards stability. Like, you don't want trash. You're closing the cycle of trash. You're closing the cycle of trash so much so that you've given in to the fact that there is trash, and there's something about that that closes the karmic cycle. Really, that's what it is. I feel like she says, like a lot of people say, what you resist persists. And there's something about admitting and acknowledging to this is a thing that frees you from fighting that thing, that frees you from the resistance of the thing, and leaning into it and going, okay, now there's a way to do that in a way that isn't like indulging in your shadow and you becoming one with your shadow and identifying with it and living from that place. Like, no, that's a no-no. And that's why it's good to have coaches and experts and spiritual guides that like guide you. And they're like, but the thing here that I'm seeing is someone who has let go of their resistance to something and has noticed the shitty stuff in the world, what people will do, what people won't do. And they've just gone, okay, all right. Like, they've reached capacity. Like, you have reached capacity in some semblance of how people are, relationship, stability, passion, home, what you want, what you desire, perhaps. And you're just kind of like, you put your hands up in the air. You just said, okay. It's something like a surrender, surrendering to what is. And there's something about that popped and releases you into the reality that you've been wanting, because you've stopped resisting the energy of what has been. It's very beautiful. I'm really happy for you that this is a cycle that's closing, because hell yeah. Weird. Look, I don't know. I mean, the cycle of being blessed is closing. Excuse you. The cycle of imagining good things is closing. Excuse you. I don't know what it is for you. I'm gonna say this is spirit being like, Luz, you said enough. You said it well. This is the karmic cycle that's closing. Bless and imagine. I think perhaps there's some aspects of your life that you've, I don't want to say given up on, but you've surrendered, right? There's aspects of your life, what you wanted, what you've dreamed about, what was stable for you, what was known for you as comfort and home and normal, that you've just sort of gone, that has closed. Because perhaps some of those things were maybe keeping you in a certain place, keeping you maybe trapped in some ways, or keeping you small, or keeping you too secure and not able to expand, right? Like, not able to really grow out. And now that you've lost these stabilities, you've lost these blessings that were covering you in some type of way, now you really have to put pedal to the metal and push yourself. And perhaps there's something about that that's actually really, really good for you and your future. Right? This is a karmic cycle that's closing for your benefit, not for your... I mean, they're all for the benefit of you, but it could feel like it's an affront to your life. How could the world be so cruel? How could things turn out like this? This is my home. I love it. But it's like, this is a blessing in disguise. This is giving you the thing that you've been wanting. Oh, that's hard. The thing that you've been wanting for yourself. It's making you and helping you become who you need to become to have the things that you've been wanting. So for some of you, this message goes this way, where it's really as you're losing something, you're closing a cycle that has kept you in a child womb. Excuse me? Gross. That has kept you in a womb. that has kept you small and protected, that has kept you hidden from the world, that has kept you cared for and safe. And now that cycle is closing because it's time for you to explode. It's time for you to explore. It's time for you to be born and birthed into the world and grow from there and to do other things in your world. So perhaps for some of you, for all of you, whatever, there's something like that here. That's the cycle that's closing. For others of you or all of you, this blessed and imagined is spirit saying, baby, you're going to be good. The things that you've seen, like, we're happy you've finally seen them, that you've finally experienced them, you've seen it. You can't unsee this. You know it exists. And we're proud of you for continuing to dream a bigger dream for yourself. Remember that you are blessed, that this is an unearned gift, and you are covered by the blood. You are covered, right? You are taken care of. Just keep dreaming a dream. Keep dreaming the thing that you want. Keep going for what you want. Keep imagining. Keep positive focus on what you want, and keep looking at things from a positive perspective and choosing that even after seeing certain things that are cruel in this world. Keep choosing that, because you are creating more of a home in this world for those blessings to come through and to fruition for other people. You're providing that hope. Again, if this is in relationships will be improving. I see that here. I mean, I don't know how I can not. But yeah, the cycle is definitely a difficult one. It's definitely a harsh one. It's hard, but the cycle is closing for your benefit, right? It's a cycle that's closing for your benefit and has been closing for your benefit, and it's taking you towards a sense of stability that is so much more fruitful for you and, dare I say it, the world at large. It's very interesting that that's what's coming out of my mouth, but perhaps that's for somebody out there. I wish you everything, pile 8, number 8. I hope that you are well. If you'd like a private reading for your own stuff, let me know. The link is in the description box below. On my website, there's a bunch of readings that are just samples for you to choose from if that's what you want. Or we can just come up with a custom reading. You let me know. I wish you everything. Keep your light on, my friend, and good luck. Bye-bye.